Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 12, the finale. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Baby, this finale right here was something else. Do you hear me? So when the episode first opens up, the remaining few people meet up for one last brunch mixer. Honey, the last supper for Cisco. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I had to get in one last time, honey. It's the finale. So everybody's mixing and mingling, and Hussein's silly self talking about, I just feel kind of out of place because, Rose is not here, and, there's still Angie, but, she has a connection with Cam. Duh. Earth to Hussein. Duh. You little nincompoop. You sent her home after that retreat slumber party that y'all had, sleeping head to foot every damn night. You and your fake outrage over her child's father that has a son that's 17 damn years old, who calls and takes the collect calls himself on his own damn cell phone. You sent her home. You did that. Oh, okay. Now you're feeling out of place. Sir, please. Boy, gone. I just feel so out of sorts. You should feel out of sorts because there's nobody here for you. I said good day. Moving forward. Don't have enough nerve to talk about, I don't know if the connection is strong enough with me and Angie to see if it could potentially be something. What? Anyway, meanwhile, Cam is over there with Tay and Cisco, and he's talking about, I'm just a little bit still confused. Child, they paying over to Cisco and Tay, and they over there playing Lady and the Tramp with that damn spaghetti. I said, well, the title kind of... The title kind of suits them. I thought it was cute, but at the same damn time, it's just giving. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't like the kisses and whatnot. I just don't like it. But maybe that's just me. Moving forward. So then Tommy arrives, honey, because, he looking for his round of applause. And he starts speaking his speech and tells the ladies to introduce the men to their family. Another introduction. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, Tommy in his suit was finna tip on out, right? And he decides to start speaking life into Cisco and Tay. He starts telling Tay about how his wife carried the load while he went after his dreams, gave him a car, a place to stay, and now she don't have to do nothing. She wants for absolutely nothing. Thomas, that's sweet and all, but your wife also carried the load of a lot of other things, rumor has it. Okay, allegedly. And we ain't gonna get into that. Now listen to me, and I want to make this super clear. I want Cisco to succeed, and I think he can. I do. But I do not want us being talked into staying with a man that goes into a relationship with nothing but a wing and a prayer. Absolutely not. No. And I'm sure y'all were a lot younger when you had nothing and your wife was helping you out. I'm pretty sure y'all were in y'all's 20s. Now, I don't mind a man building, but at 42, I am not about to be dating your dreams and aspirations. Because I feel like we are always told to tough it out and accept whatever, just make sure that you stick by his side. And I'm getting so sick of hearing, oh, she's so resilient. I don't want to be resilient. I don't want to be your backbone. I don't want to be your ride or die. I don't want to be any of that. Okay? None of it. Meanwhile, all the other races make sure that the women in their families, the young girls coming up, baby, they look for a Cartwright or a Rockefeller or an NBA player or a baller from birth. Okay, they are literally conditioned to find someone that has some worth. But for us, it's like, he been paying that light bill, and right now that's all he can pay. But later on, he gonna be ready to love. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I ain't going for it. Now, I know some people might think I'm being harsh on Cisco or whatever. And I think deep down in his core, he is a nice guy. But at the same damn time, he shouldn't be out here crying looking for love, child. Girl, listen. You're going to do what you want to do anyway. But I'm just going to tell you, enter at your own risk. Okay? Now, it may work for you. It may. I'm not saying it won't. But it wouldn't be for me. And y'all know Cisco definitely resonated because he was like, preach, preacher. Honey, he all in the background, child, sounding like Kirk Franklin's God's Property, honey. He all in the background telling him to speak his speech and pass the collection plate, all kind of stuff. So he starts tearing up because, One day he wants to pursue a career in acting. Now, I know a lot of people have seen him on those Instagram reel commercials for the Rise Mushroom Coffee and in the Tubi movies of it all. And that's something that he really wants to do. Now, season 1, when Mike was on Ready to Love, he also was an aspiring actor. And he was on this show that me and my son actually loved. It was called Raising Dion. And he was on that show. But I mean, I feel like he came in with a job as well. Cisco just coming in with his good looks and hoping for the best. Absolutely not. In the next scene, Hussein is going to meet up with Angie, and he's supposed to be meeting up with her family. But he comes in, sits on down, and says that, it just don't sit right in my spirit to still be here because I'm messed up since, Rose went home. That was all you. You did all that. And then he gonna sit down and tell Angie that he's self-eliminating. She's like, what? Oh my gosh. Baby, y'all playing for real. Do you hear me? For real. I told y'all Hussein wasn't it. I told y'all when I saw them friends, he is a example and representative and extension of them damn friends, honey. And I'm never going to forget them. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Over on the other side of Philly, Tay has her cousin Aubrey and her cute Aunt Goldie meeting Cisco. I was like, look at Aunt Goldie. Okay, girl. Cisco comes in, sits down. The cousin jumped right on in. She's like, hey, how are you? How do you act when you get mad? Do you lose your damn mind? Do you use your muscles? Do you have a type? What's up with that car? Honey, she was asking all kinds of questions, and Cisco was just like, honey, he didn't know what to say. Now, I did like that he wanted to hear from the auntie because the cousin was just going in. It was like a whole bunch of rapid fire questions. So he wanted to hear from the aunt, and I thought that was good. Then her little sweet self, baby, she had a list of questions that she had written down. I said, oh, look at her. She said, do you make each other laugh? I thought that was the sweetest, most innocent, most pertinent question ever. Because let me tell you something. When those muscles fade and she done had a few kids and all you have is each other after the nest is empty, I like to people watch. I like to talk, okay? And I like to giggle. Y'all know I be laughing at my own damn jokes. So you can just imagine when I team up with somebody, oh, baby, it's a cackle fest. So I like that she asked if they laugh together. Do they make each other laugh? Because if you have fun with your partner, that makes a world of difference. Because sometimes you might not always want to be bothered with them. But at the end of the day, you realize you like them. You're like, I like him. I'm going to be nice because I like him a little bit. So I really thought that was such a sweet question. So then they wanted to know what his intentions were with Tay. He says he wants to grow and possibly get married. I'm like, not a possible. What? No, we need to know that we're getting married, especially with you coming in with absolutely nothing. But first things first, let's get these things that are necessary to move forward in a relationship. Let's get that going first. Now, then he told them, that he wants to be financially stable, but doesn't want to give up on his dreams either. And I was like, what dreams? But then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, Cisco wants to be an actor. And as long as he's working in the process, because truth be told, she not going to leave until she want to leave. So we can sit here and give all the speeches and girl, he ain't got no money. We can tell her that all damn day long. She ain't going nowhere. Okay. She ain't going nowhere. Now, once he got up and left, her cousin said, I was a little bit worried about you two not being on the same level financially, and he's not really that stable, but I mean, he seems nice. Her cousin is thinking long term, and Tay is just impressed with how fine he is. Let's just be so for real. Okay, he looked good, and that's all she wrote. Back with Angie and her crew, Angie's family shows up, and they see an extra drink. So the brother is like, whose drink is this? And she said, oh, it's for Hussein, but he went ahead and self-eliminated because he's just so overwhelmed. So he waited to the last day to get overwhelmed. No, ma'am. He is not overwhelmed. He's cowardly. The same way he should have sat down with Rose and excused her is the same way that he excused himself from this whole situation. The truth is he wanted Rose, but she bruised his ego by telling his family before actually telling him that her child's father was in prison. That's what it really is. He didn't really want Rose to leave, but he even said to her when they had that sit down, I was sitting here looking like a goofy because, you're telling them before you tell me. And they're looking like, well, you didn't know that? She made him look stupid. That right there shows that if you do something he doesn't like, he will dismiss you. So now he's a goofy. And he's a coward by bowing out of this whole process, knowing dang on well he wasn't gonna choose Angie no way. You should have went on home with Rose. You probably could have called her at the light. And Angie, I don't know what you still doing sitting here. I really don't. But anywho, we gonna go on through this, child. I don't think he would ever get serious with anybody for real anyway. So there's that. So then Cam arrives. Hey, sir, come on in. He sits down. They start talking, and Cam is talking about how much they smile together and how they have fun. And they let him know that if she gets bored, then she's out. So then he brings up the argument that they had at the retreat about her busting the windows out the car. And so she's like, well, wait a minute. So he asked me, do I bust windows? And I said, yes. She think that mess is so cute and something to be proud of. And I feel like he needs to run from her and that family. And let me tell you why. I know a lot of people probably didn't pick up on this, but I'm telling y'all, my discernment ain't never wrong. And speaking of discernment, go on over there and watch my review for Unknown Number. If you have not seen it, it is the documentary that is sweeping the nation. It's all over Netflix. Okay? My discernment picked up over there too. But we're back over here. He need to run from her and that family because they seem like enablers. Because let me tell y'all this. I don't know if y'all peeped this. When she said, I bust windows out the car. And then her brother said, well, does that scare you? That right there told me all I needed to know. Because why would that be your initial response? Does that scare you? Any adult with sense would be off-put by somebody who vandalizes property. Hell yeah, it scares me. People work hard for their things, and nobody wants to think about her being short-tempered and hot-headed and tearing their stuff up. It could be a simple misunderstanding, and she done bust the windows out of Ladder 49's damn fire truck. Absolutely not. Moving forward. Now, I feel like they seem to be cool with her behavior, so I kind of checked out after that because that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Are you scared of that? And everybody just sitting there looking. Nobody said, well, she shouldn't be busting the windows out of the car, and you know, as you get older, things need to change. Nobody said nothing. I said, oh, she's the baby and she's spoiled and they coddle her. They enable her and you are next. I'm sorry. That's just what I got. Now, I know her brother gave some advice from his marriage perspective or whatever. He was talking about communication being the key and they need to know each other's triggers and don't try to trigger each other. And that's all fine and dandy. But your sister does not need to bust the windows out of people's cars. And it seems like Angie has a lot of triggers, honey, judging from that preview of the reunion, because she finna get ready to go off over there. Baby, that preview for that reunion was so good. Listen, y'all know we like to go live when the reunion ends. So the reunion will go off at 8 p.m. and we will go live at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Meet me over here, okay, next Friday. Also, back to this. I feel like Cam is cocky. Because when Angie was asking if he's going to make her happy, he's like, I already do make you happy. You know I make you happy. I was like, child, please. Listen, Angie, you're a faker. Just like Rose was faking in some respects. Because you were sitting over here showing that you're still on that BS when you were with your family. But when you were over there meeting everybody else's family and friends, oh, no, you know, I want to be a therapist and I've changed and I'm working through things. Girl, you are the same old, same old. You just wanted to win. Girl, gone. Her family does seem like fun, but no, they gonna condone the mess no matter what. And you best believe at the end of the damn day, you will end up in jail behind Angie. I am so happy that this is the last time, though, until the reunion, that we have to hear about them windows. Oh, I am so happy. In the next scene, Kiara and her cousins are meeting up with Jay before she decides if she wants to be with him or not. So before he got there, she was kind of telling them that, you know, he's a little bit flirty. She starts telling him about the friendly neck rub that he did down to the retreat. So he finally arrives. He sits down. They start asking their questions. So one of them was, do you believe a woman and a man should go 50-50? He said no, because when I was coming up, my dad was the provider. All my life, that's what I saw. My mom would come in. She would hold her hand out. She would ask for his card. And that's what I saw. And I did like that answer. And that's the benefit of a father figure being in the home. You know what I'm saying? Those are the benefits of a man seeing how a young man seeing how a man handles household situations and handles his relationship. That is a plus when it comes to Jay. Well, baby, what'd he say that for? Baby, they ate that right on up. Do you hear me? Ate it up. So he started talking about how, he wants 100% love, and because, I got to go out and fight in the real world, and I want my woman to be soft, and, I want to take care of her, and, I don't want to battle with my lady. Baby, they were eating ooh, he a good man, Savannah. Oh my gosh, baby, they was eating it up. Do you hear me? I said, all right, now, you got to do more than that. Honey. You got to do more than say a few cute Instagram and podcast quotes to be a good man, Savannah. I'm like, child, please. Now, her cousin on the end, the one that was on the very end, she had on the jeans and she was talking a lot to Jay. She was asking about the retreat. She was like, you tell me about it. So he starts telling them about how, he's basically a flirt. And her cousin says, see, you can't be giving everybody the eye and smirking and blinking. I mean, because you got a nice smile. He was like, appreciate that. We do not need all that extra, cousin. You ain't got to tell him that. All you got to do is say you don't need to be doing all that. Okay? And if you can't handle your liquor, then you shouldn't be drinking. That's all you need to tell him. All that extra, no, you don't need to tell him that. So she starts demonstrating how he kind of looked her up and down when he said, I get you. She said, see, that's flirtatious. And I was just sitting there looking like, well, hell, all of y'all must be flirting. Because is it me? And I know it ain't just me. Please go back and watch that scene. Is it me, or does it seem like the cousin was flirting too? Sitting all on the edge of her seat, complimenting him. Ooh, he a good man, Savannah. Complimenting his smile. Ma'am, if he is my man, he don't have teeth. Okay, as far as you're concerned. He's gummy. He don't smile. He don't do none of that. Why are you looking at all that? Talking about, see, you be flirting. I'm like, you kind of flirting too. I don't know, Kara. Are these real cousins? Because, we got real cousins and we got play cousins. And we got people who we adopt. Then we got social media cousins. It's a lot of people that call their tribe cousins. Hey, cousins. Or there go my cousins. And are y'all blood related? Because, baby, she sure was flirting, honey, and she ain't fooling me. I was like, girl, not you flirting with Jay. You know what this show proved to me? A man can look any old kind of way. He can look any kind of way he want. But they want us to be fine. They want us to have a small waist, 26, 34, 26 with a winning hand. She's a brick house. They want that. They want us to look how they expect for us to look, but they can look any old damn kind of way. I said, what is happening here? Child, this is a fool. Now, he did say that he wouldn't do anything to disrespect Kiara. He doesn't plan on disrespecting her. And I just feel like Jay confuses me. I love his personality at times. I really like his family. But he can also be full of it. He really can. And I also wish he would clean himself up a little bit. And why didn't any of the men bring a little something for the women when they met their family? This is like the first season where all the men showed up empty-handed. Where are the flowers? Y'all just showing up. Cisco showing up with his bus pass. He didn't even remember to put it in his damn wallet. Cam showing up with his ego. Hussein showing up with his tail tucked between his legs. And Jay just showing up. Fuzzy braids and all. I was like, what is happening here? Where are the flowers? That's why they done made that song. I can buy myself flowers. Because ain't nobody else buying them. I can't stand people. Baby, these men, honey. Y'all can say whatever y'all want, but this the realest season, honey. I'm just saying. In the next scene, last but not least, Sahara. Baby, so Sahara is waiting on Cam and she's there with her sister. And they act and sound just alike. I knew that was her sister before she even opened her mouth, honey. They act just alike. So Cam arrives. Still talking about, I just really don't know who I'm going to choose. Sir, we are in the last inning. Who are you choosing? Now, what I didn't like and what I don't like about Cam is the way that he kind of plays Sahara to the left. Like, almost like he's too good for her, but he's giving her a chance. Because when he came in, did y'all notice that he like kind of rubbed the top of her head? Like, what's going on? Like she was his kid cousin or his kid sister or something. I don't know. I didn't like that. It was given that she one of his sister's little friends and Sahara had a crush on him. And he's the senior in high school and she's a freshman. And he finally gave her some play. I didn't like it. I was like, why are you rubbing the damn top of her head? She is not a genie. Anyway, he comes in, he sits on down, and the sister jumped right in. Now, she kind of threw me off at first when she was like, so where your baby mama at? I was like, girl, what? She had me so confused. I was like, wait a minute, he got kids? Ma'am, please don't do that. I was so damn confused. And y'all know they took all them damn breaks. I thought I forgot. I was like, when did they say Cam had kids? Because stuff is coming out about every last one of them. And I'm so confused because we didn't see any of that on the show that's been on for one whole year. Y'all do realize that Ready to Love premiered in February, right? We are in September. Okay. Anywho, he told her she's nowhere because I don't have any kids. She said, okay, well, that's one. She said, do you cook? He said, I do a little bit at the firehouse. She was like, oh, you're a fireman. Okay, that's another one. So then he kind of got in his feelings a little bit. He was like, you didn't tell her nothing about me. I mean, to be honest, did you tell your family anything about her? Because they seem to be more enamored with Angie. So I'm just trying to figure out, did you say anything? She said, well, I just told her you're a nice guy and you're indecisive. Well, baby, what'd she say that for? Cam said, well, yeah, but there's two of you, but I feel like you're better. Her sister said, yeah, that's what you're supposed to say. Honey, I know that's right, sister. He trying to run game and play in y'all face. Girl, bye. So Sahara said, well, I feel like you're still dragging me. So then Cam brings up when he defended her in the lounge. Okay, do you want a cookie? You helped her stay around. Is she forever indebted to you? That still does not mean that you cannot make a damn choice. Who do you want to be with? And then he said, well, it was just showing people that I don't play about her. So then he starts talking about how loyal she is and how down for him she is. She said, yeah, and you are still not sure about me. He gonna get an attitude and say, man, can you get off that? That right there pissed me smooth off. Get off that? No, you need to get on it. It's time to meet at the damn bridge. Who are you choosing? Talking about some, you need to get off that. What? Sir, it's time to decide. Get off what? She said, okay, well, don't worry about it because I'm choosing first. When we get to that bridge, I am choosing first, honey. I was like, I know that's right. She said, I cannot fully commit to you knowing that you are not choosing me. You are not fully committing to me. He said, well, the more you pressure me, the worse it's going to get. Oh, he would never have to worry about me again. Do you hear me? When I say never. Her sister said, oh, it's never no pressure. Girl, you better tell him, honey, never think somebody pressed. Never think that. I was like, please listen to your sister because it ain't never no pressure. You've been sitting here stringing her along this entire time, sleeping in the room with her and hiding her out in the damn open. So her, please, girl, don't even ask him any more questions. Cam thinks he's the bachelor. This is not your show, Cam. All the women didn't show up here for you. Actually, the pickings were slim, okay? They were slim. And had they been more robust, you wouldn't even be here. So then he gets in the confessional and says, I'm just frustrated because Sahara is impatient. And then you got Angie over here on the other side and she busting out windows. And I just feel like they're not helping themselves right now. Cam, listen to me. I'm speaking directly to you. You do know whoever you choose has to choose you back, right? It's not the Cam show. He really thinks it's only his decision. Sir, please be so serious. They have to choose you as well. So when he got up and he left, he basically hit her with all right, big head. That's what he gave her to me, but maybe that's just me. When he left, she said, okay, so you're unsure about me? Then I'm unsure about you. I know that's real, because if the chase ain't mutual, honey, change directions. I could see if there were several weeks left, or if this was week 2, I would be like, okay, Sahara girl, wait a minute now. We only been here 2 weeks. It's been episode 2. Wait a minute. We are at the end. We're at the end. He has been playing this whole time. Then, like I said, hiding her out in the open, secretly sharing rooms with her. Then he takes her on a date, gives her a gift, and then still says he's not sure. You do not want Angie. She was all over you trying to hug you and stuff when you met her family, and you could not be bothered. You couldn't wait to get out of there. Then you got in a confessional and said you don't know about her family, and you still don't know about Sahara. Ciao, bye. So now it's time to decide, honey. Tommy comes back and he tells us, well, it's been a long journey. Y'all know how Tommy did his child. He did that flashback. And truth be told, y'all, I forgot all about everything that happened this season. I forgot about Camille and Cornelius getting TV remarried. I forgot all about that. I forgot about a lot of these people. When they were showing this flashback, I was like, who are these people? I do not remember hardly any of them. Y'all don't do that no more. Please do not. The show is not ready to love. Y'all not ready to air. Because hell, y'all took 17 breaks. Please do not do that again. So the first couple that we see is Jay and Kiara. Jay, now you could have at least gotten an edge up and got your hair rebraided. If you weren't gonna put your clothes on right, you could have at least done that. You ain't serious at all, Jay. You ain't serious at all. Oh my goodness, honey. But we gonna go ahead and go with it. Y'all know the two of them chose each other, child. She's wearing her cute dress and her cute heels, and he wearing whatever. Now, he did have on hard bottom shoes, so I guess I'll give him a point for having on his hard bottom loafers. I think the two of them match personality wise. I actually think that they have great chemistry, but I just feel like Jay finna get ready to play, and I feel like Kiara getting ready to do the fool. Man, like I said, men can literally look like whatever. His personality got Kiara, and that's just that on that. Because for me, no ma'am. Moving forward. Across the way, Cisco and his lady Tay, they meet up. Okay, Cisco, giving Mater D realness. I just knew he was going to hit us with a tank top. Now, he did have his formal sweat rag in his back pocket, though. And it was black, y'all. I said, not him matching his sweat rag to his matching catering outfit. Okay, because you know he doing a few side gigs after this, going straight to the reception. Okay. Cisco, I'm sorry. Cisco, you look nice. You did look nice. You reminded me of a cake topper, but you did look nice. I'm going to leave you alone. I love making fun of you because it's just so easy, child. But I think that you actually looked really nice. Jay, this is how you do it. Put your clothes on you right. If Cisco can put his clothes on him right and he got to ride the public transit, I know you can put your damn clothes on you right. I say good day. Tay, sweet baby, what are those shoes with this dress? What is happening? Anyway, child, let's get into it. They standing there, they're looking at each other. He tells her he appreciates her heart in choosing to work through things with him when, you know, he told her about the car and him looking for work. And I'm like, him struggling to find work? Wait a minute. What happened to the divisionary liaison position? I knew that damn position didn't make no sense. Because I was like, what is a divisionary liaison? And people started telling me, it's the people that divide the liaisons. Normally what they divide is, Cisco ain't dividing a damn thing. He made it up. He made that up. He made up his position. Like, it's not real. It may be a real position, but it ain't nothing he's doing. Talking about he's struggling to find work. I said, when did that happen? Because this whole time I was just, really making fun and poking fun of him saying that he didn't have a car and he was renting a room. I then thought about the fact that he had that title. So I was like, well, he said he had us a job. So maybe he just has some situations going on. But child, he's struggling to find work as well. They pan over to Cam and he's crossing the bridge. I said, okay, Cam. Now, he did clean up really well. I didn't like them shoes, though, with that suit. But he looked really nice. So the bachelor arrives, okay, with a rose in hand. And Sahara shows up in her yellow dress. But ain't nothing sunny about it. Do you hear me? I said, oh, honey, she got on a sunny color, but it's nothing sunny about it. It's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, honey. So she done showed up. He starts to speak his speech. Then he says, it's been a lot of ups and downs. She said, it ain't been that many. Baby, they are hell. Do you hear me? Sahara is hell. Baby, it was on from there. Then she tells him, I did not like that it was 12 hours before this and you still had not chosen me. I was asking you if you was going to choose me. And he's like trying to argue back and forth with her. I said, listen, I don't blame her for it. Because for the most part, she's been patient with him. She has. She is the only one that made sure that she made it known that she really liked him and she was honed in on him. And something I realized? Sahara is the only person that Cam knew he had in his pocket. That's why he treated her the way that he did. He had to fight for Rose because Rose was giving attention to Hussein. Same with Angie. But with Sahara, she was locked in. So you gonna take advantage of the one that's locked in? I'm not finna play with you. I am not finna play with you. I feel like it's nothing wrong with her asking for clarity. And for anybody that's going to say she was being too pushy or whatever, it's the end. Okay? Every single season, they want to know, am I your number one? Am I your number two? Am I your number who? Like, I need to know who I am. And every single season, they say so. Except Cam, because he thinks he's bigger than the program. So now they're going back and forth and back. And I'm like, if y'all fussing on the bridge, honey, it's already over. How y'all giving toxic on the bridge? It is almost time for the theme song. Why are y'all on the bridge fussing? So then he gonna say, so what if I was gonna choose you? Well, baby, she did not like that. She said, okay, and you did not reassure me. I do not like the way you made me feel. You didn't make me feel like I was a priority, like you actually wanted to be with me. So they're fussing. And she's like, you know what? I just decided to choose myself. I mean, look, I get the message, but I feel like the delivery could have been a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Don't prove to the people what they already thought about you. All you had to do is say, okay, let him go first. Let him say he chooses you, and then tell him, well, you know what? Because of the fact that it took you until this moment to choose me, I choose myself. And walk off. Drop the mic and prove everybody wrong. I feel like in that moment, Sahara gave him too much. She really did. Cam's corner is now a timeout corner because he was standing there by his damn self facing the wall. Cam ain't got nobody in that corner now, child. I don't blame him. He got too cocky, okay? And he thought he was the only one with a choice. Yeah. Sahara said, uno reverse. Uno out. Moving forward. So then they pan back over to Tay and Cisco because, you know, that's the couple this season. The camera loves Cisco, sweating and all. And then she looks at him in her sequins New Year's Eve dress with the little mule she has on. And she says, first of all, you fine as hell, because you know that's all she care about, y'all. And you can put your PlayStation in my house anytime. And I hope you make more than $200 on that Rise commercial. I choose you as well. So it took me some time to get to the place that you wanted me to be. Oh, now I'm ready. I'm ready to love. And that was the end of the season. Let me tell y'all something. Baby, that preview for that reunion, Rose looked right at Hussein and bust his bubble. She said he had a stint in the pen as well. Baby, you been locked up, but you got a problem because my child's father was locked up. And then Angie looked like she was finna square up with Cam. I was like, oh no. And then somebody said Cam had a baby on the way. I said, what is going on? Cisco, though, I have to say this to you. Baby, you looked good walking into that reunion. I said, look at Cisco. No wonder Tay lost her damn mind. I cannot wait to get to that reunion. Like I said, meet me back here next Friday at 9:15 because I got to get a little time to set it up. 9:15 Central Standard Time. Meet me back here so we can get into the Ready to Love reunion. It is going to be something else. Y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about the choices. Did you think Sahara was wrong? Did you think Jay should have got his hair rebraided? Do you think that them shoes Tay had on were wrong for that dress? Why didn't Cam even go by there where Angie was? Angie, you know nobody ain't choose you. They ain't even show Cam speaking to you. What is the problem? I said, wait a minute. Nobody even showed Angie at all, bridge or not. You know, normally they show the person that you're not choosing and they show the person you are choosing. But I think the way that Cam and Sahara kind of argued on the bridge, it just overshadowed Angie even being shown. Baby, that is a fool. Anywho, y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.